Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we have another VoD review of a gold / plat sigma, not exactly sure. Before I start, I just want to say, if you're watching this video, obviously you want to improve at Overwatch, or you just like looking at me. So join my Discord, either my personal or my Overwatch Discord. They're both in the description below, and I'll try to get you guys VoD reviewed. With that being said, let's just jump into it. We got Sigma on Oasis with double hit scan and a Rhine, Moira Bap. Okay. You have a lot of heals, you have a lot of straight up damage. You don't really have any flank or something, nothing to do pressure the backline. However, in gold / plat, I would say play slow, play passive with this comp, and wait until you see an enemy out of position and take that 1v1, win that 1v1. If Doomfist comes to your backline, you could peel because your team doesn't really have much CC. Rock is kind of your only CC, sadly. You have double shield against Junkrat and Hog, which is kind of okay because they both fuck your shields. But as long as you're marking Hog's hooks, that's fine. They can break your shields as much as they want. So right here, I'm happy that you're poking the enemy without wasting your shield. You know that you have your Reinhardt's full shield, and sadly you guys wasted lamp. I don't know what the lamp was for, if it was a bad lamp, but you have double shield. You don't have to put your shield up 24/7. That's good. Okay, no hook. You can get aggressive. You can kind of do whatever you want. Now, you know there's a Junkrat right side kind of all by himself. You can push him. Look how far he is from help. I mean, yeah, Onyx and LOSM maybe hit a shot at him there, but this Junkrat is all by himself. That's kind of your cue. You have fucking 400 HP. That's your cue to push that Junkrat. Because you don't push the Junkrat, he ends up killing your Moira. So you let him go on a flank uncontested. As off tank, which you are in this comp, because Ryan main tank, you're off tank. It's kind of your job to contest that flank. If you had a Zarya or Roadhog on your team, that would be on them. But however, since you're basically the off tank, I would say you go for that Junkrat. You don't have mobility, sure, but you have range and you have plenty of things to deal with him. Like left shift shuts him down completely. He's the waste of mine to dodge your rock. Like you should on Junkrat up close, which that would have been up close engagement. Now this fight's still winnable. I would say back up though. Keep backing up until you're able to deal with the Junkrat. Put your shield up as well, because Hog is coming up on hook. Let's see how close he is. Yeah, he's 1 second off hook. You're going to want to track his hook cooldown throughout the game. If I'm playing against Hog, I'm constantly tracking him in my head. And if I know he has hook, I'm going to mark him with the shield. Leave it up for 2 or 3 seconds and kind of just, you know, make him realize I can't stand here and get a hook. I have to move. Just pressure him a little bit. Okay, good so far. Good rocks. Right now you have a 5v4. Your Rhine's low. And because he's in battle, you should assume his shield was low. Now, looking at it, it's not low, but I would put my shield up for my Rhine. This way he can retreat faster and get healed quicker. Because if you're not shielding the Rhine, he has to keep his shield up and slowly walk back. Whereas if you put your shield up, he's protected, he can walk back and get healed. But at this point, 5v4, you should stabilize, deny reses because enemy has mercy, so just camp the bodies, and you will win the rest of the fight just by doing general damage. Just don't get hooked. That's all you gotta do. Okay, if you see Hog getting aggressive like that, walking really far forward, that's when I would throw a rock, because you know most likely he's going to be looking for a hook. So you can rock him out of the animation, which it's easier said than done, of course, but I would still just throw that rock, because even if you don't kill him, you stun him and he'd probably take 200 to 300 damage from your team. Additionally, what you can do here, and this is a very important thing to do with Sigma that a lot of lower rank people don't do, you can, so Sigma can't headshot, sure. So you might think your damage output isn't the best. However, if you put a shield up right here, Ana can't heal his Roadhog, and then your damage output, quote unquote, becomes so high because you cut off healing. If you cut off healing, that's fucking, especially from an Ana, bro, like, that's just so impactful. Against a Roadhog, not so much because he has self-heal, but if you do it against a Roadhog, a Sigma, any tank that doesn't have self-heal, cutting off their healing with your shield, especially when you're running another shield character on your team, is such a good strategy. Sorry, I'm getting a little excited to hit my mic. Using your shield to cut off heals is fucking a big brain strategy that you should start adopting. You should be getting really aggressive here. They don't have nade. Hog doesn't have his vape. Just be careful because their Rhine's back. Oh man. Like I said, if you know Hog has hook, you gotta throw a shield to mark him. You don't need to block general damage. You don't need to block spam. Just hog hooks and then healing. That's what I would be doing right now if I have a Rhine on my team. However, you're really close to ult. This is really good. I would probably pop it as soon as I get it. Because you're going to get it before Hog has hook, I think. And 5 seconds off, you should get it within 2. Yeah, alright, perfect. Your Rhine's dead, which sucks. Whatever. I would take my shield back. Throw my shield up so I don't get slept. And then pop ult here. So, even though it is a 6v5, the enemy's all clustered up. You could hit maybe... You could hit definitely 3 if you hit an ult here. Definitely 3 if you hit an ult here. If you get lucky and they come together, you can maybe hit 4 or 5. But yeah, 3-man ult is definitely a winnable fight. Especially because you have double hit scan. They could capitalize on the enemies being suspended in the air. And you'll have Bob coming up after that and maybe Bap ult. That's why I would definitely use this ult in a 5v4, especially because... 5v6. Especially because Hog can't help you out of it. Now, if you're going to ult, I suggest throwing a shield above you so that you could fly and you won't get hit by a sleep, a stun, a hook, whatever. Just throw a shield up and then fly into it. Don't keep it back here when you ult, please. Alright, also be careful ult placement. It can be very finicky, and sometimes you can end up like placing it right here where my cursor is, and you're gonna hit nobody. I don't know if you know how this ult works, just to be clear. You need to have LOS of the center in order to be lifted. For example, if the center was right, let's say right there, where it is. The center's right there, but I'm here. I can't see the center of it. I won't get hit by it. Same with over here. Even though I'm technically in the circle, I can't see the center. I can't see the center. I won't get hit by it. So make sure you're hitting people in kind of in the center of it. Let's see who you end up lifting. Just Ryan. Okay. It's okay. Just remember what I said after. Blocking off main tanks heals is super duper important. If you only hit Ryan with your ultimate, you're probably not gonna kill him. However, if he doesn't have a Zarya to bubble him and block that 250 damage he's about to take, you could put a shield behind him, block off his heals obviously, and just walk into him. And you'll either bait out their nano because he's so pressured, or you'll kill him. Oh, you got hooked. Like I said, throwing up that shield before you ult would have been really clutch here, because it'll give you something to play around. However, you leave your shield in the middle of nowhere. So, number one biggest issue, and I've noticed this before, I didn't make a comment on it earlier because it wasn't that big of a deal at that point. However, here it clearly is. You kind of forget about your shield a lot, and you just leave it stray in the map. Try to remember where your shield is. Treat it like a... Imagine you're walking a dog, alright? Treat your shield like the dog on the leash. Like, you gotta remember where that motherfucker is. Also, I would... Even though the Rhine doesn't have Shatter, after 1.5 fights, especially when he has, like, this comp, I would expect him to have Shatter. So I'd be putting my shield up, watching for Shatter. Don't get pinned. Okay. You're probably dead here. The enemies got through. Yeah, okay. So we talked about your mistakes that fight already. Also, I don't know how long I'm going to review this video, because I want to keep it like under 20 minutes, and it's been 8 already, within 2 fights. I hope I'm giving some kind of valuable information. Anyway, you don't need to block this useless Junkrat spam. Let your shield recharge. Let your shield recharge. There's some things in the game you don't have to block. Random hit scan spam. Well, besides like Widow, you need to block Widow 24/7. Random hit scan spam, random Junkrat spam, random forest spam. You don't need to block everything that's a slow moving projectile, or that will have a ton of damage fall off. Like, you could just let it whiff your team and you're fine. But instead, because you put your shield up, you give it a Junkrat value, blocking useless damage. Anyway, here I would be taking off angles, separated from my team, and here's why. So I don't know if you know what off angles are. It's if your team is pushing one way, this shield blocks everything that's coming from this direction. From this direction, everything behind that shield is blocked. However, if you, as Sigma, come over here, you have your team putting pressure from the front, you putting pressure from the side, making it so all these people who are safe behind the shield are now getting fucked by a Sigma who has a 900 HP shield in front of him, who's kind of busted. If you take this flank right now, I guarantee you win this fight, because you'll probably kill this 100 HP Junkrat who's not getting healed, and then the healers probably not going to peel for each other because this is like gold or something. You could do a lot more work doing that than just kind of sitting main with your team and spamming shield. So let's see. Perfect. So you know Junkrat's ulting. I would kind of walk towards the Junkrat. Hopefully you don't get slept, but I would want to kill his Junkrat before he's done with Tire. Unfortunate. Now you might be saying to yourself, how would I know Junkrat's there? You have X-ray vision on the spectator camera. I don't. I would know he's there because of sound. Like, when you take that flank, I'm not even going to go back. When you take that flank, you hear him say fire in the hole from that little corner. Anyway, get your ult charge, get out. You're probably not going to kill that Ryan. It's fine. Wow, you didn't die. Awesome. Anyway, you have ult again this fight. Try to hit more than one person. Hitting a big amount of people with it is kind of just the important thing. They don't have a defensive ult, so it's not like you're baiting out defensive ults with it. You see the Ryan over there going for maybe a flank shatter, so be careful for him. Good job marking this hog, I like that. Marking the Doom a little bit. That hook shouldn't have hit you, but it happens. Massive ult. Just don't get hooked. Okay, good. Also, if you're gonna walk fucking face to face against a Nano Junkrat, you want to put a shield up. Nano Junkrat does, let's see, 130, 195 damage? Hold on, 130 plus 65? Yeah. Junkrat does 195 damage per shot, and then like 180 per mine. So Junkrat could two-shot you, basically, if you're almost full HP. A Nano Junkrat, that is. So, treat Nano Junkrat with respect. Otherwise, with that fight, I like the way you pressured the Doom off the high ground. I like the way you pushed the hog by yourself. The only issue was getting hooked. That was because of, I think you forgot where your shield was. And by the time you faced him, it was on cooldown. What else? I like the way you pressured those two, and then your ult was great. The way you hit on the Rhine, or I'm not sure if it was the Rhine or Junkrat, and Mercy flew into it, that was good. Really good. Only complaint I had that fight was forgetting where your shield is. Let's see. Coming up on Shatter. Okay. What I'll be doing this fight, because we have Shatter, is I would be playing for a shield break. For a lot of Sigma, I love to stress going for off angles and trying to make a difference through flanking. However, when your team has this strong of a front line with what's it called? Rhine, Mei, Sigma, and then decent bit of shield break with Bap and Ashe, I would go straight for breaking shield so we could get a fat Shatter lined up. Okay, going for the out of position separated Junkrat is also a decent play. Just get a shield up before you take this duel. Now you're ending up overextending because you're tunnel visioning. You knew there was a Doom behind you, but I don't think you really cared. So, let's see. What I'm doing right here, putting shield up, left click, and then rocking him. We'll see what happens after that. But that mine kind of fucks you up. You wasted left shift, and then you overextend. I don't know if you overextended because you thought, okay, the Doom is behind me, he's going to kill me. And I might as well get as much damage out as possible. I don't like that way of thinking, and here's why. I mean, it's okay in like League of Legends or whatever, but in this game, against Doomfist, I don't like that. Because Doomfist is a character who relies on short bursts of high damage. For example, his E and his right click. Like, after he uses those on you, which you saw he just punched you, he doesn't have much damage left. And you have two big healers on your team with Moira and Bap. If you just fell back to your team, you could have definitely got healing. You could have used your shield to block all the frontline damage from the Junkrat, and maybe even Doomfist if you retreated quick enough. But you kind of tunnel vision in, maybe out of panic, I'm not sure. Anyway, looks like they get the res off, and you're going to be coming back from spawn. Okay.
Get ready for a shock.
You hear Doomfist back right, so you're going to want to pressure him a little bit. Good. I like this. Get a shield up, kill a Junkrat. Get a shield up. There we go. So, great rock. Honestly, for me, I've played a decent bit of Sigma. I think I would miss that rock, sadly. Anyway, you're coming really close to ultimate. You're at 76. Okay. Good try on that shield. I would have done the same thing there and fucked it up. Anyway, I don't have anything to say about that fight. It was kind of scuffed, honestly. Just like it started off and your team was already engaged while you're coming back from spawn. Anyway, 10 seconds left. You guys have a decent bit of ults. Let's just hope your Rhine lives. You guys have to touch in 8 seconds. Okay, you see Junkrat on the flank. Try to contest them. Good try on the rock. Okay, you have ult coming up. I would pop that ult ASAP. Okay, never mind. You guys have a kill and everyone's on the floor. Don't waste ultimate. Bad. This isn't last fight. The enemy could definitely still recontest. Although lifting Nano Ryan is good. That was a really good good target. Just be careful for Junkrat. He's been behind you the whole time, uncontested. It's kind of, again, as your job is off tank here, is to contest that Junkrat. The hell is that baffle? Anyway. Watch out, there's a Junkrat behind. There's a ton of people on you right now, and you don't have Reinhardt, so be careful. Put a shield up. Your Ryan's not here, your team needs a shield. Now, why do I say your team needs a shield now, as opposed to before when you're blocking that useless damage? Your team is engaged in a fight, and that's the difference between taking useless poke and being in a fight. If you're in a fight and you put a shield up, your team can take that space. Oh no. What a coach win by Ashe. Anyway, Junk's flanking here again. You should be fine here. You just need a shield. Put your shield up, put your shield up. If you block his heals with your shield, you would die. This is actually such a good game to watch. The Ana just walked right into you, and you didn't notice. Anyway, so it's gonna be end of VoD because I'm assuming you guys lose the round after that. So let's talk a little bit. Oh yeah, that round's lost. So I'm not gonna review any more rounds because that was already 20 minutes, 18 minutes, 17 minutes. 3 big mistakes. Excuse me. Number 1 is you were kind of shy with off angles for the whole game. Like, not even taking off angles, but pressuring enemies for taking off angles. This is kind of number 1 and 2, so put them together. You either need to be flanking more when your Ryan doesn't have Shatter, because your team doesn't have a flanker. So by you providing some kind of crossfire, you pressure the enemy backline, who can't really they can't really contest you that much. Like Ana can a little bit with sleep and nade, but Mercy, you fuck Mercy up. And then the Junkrat and Doomfist consistently flanking, and you kind of rarely pressured them. So if you're versing people who are constantly flanking, it's kind of your job as the off tank in the situation to fall back a little bit and peel for your backline when the enemy's going for those flanks. Because a Junkrat's separated by himself, you win that 1v1 9 times out of 10. So those are kind of number 1 and number 2, which is be more careful for off angle flankers, and then also be that off angle flanker more often. And then the third biggest thing I would say is learn. Well, actually, we'll do 3 and 4. Fuck it. Learn to keep your shield kind of on a leash and always remember where it is. Like in the back of your mind, I want you to create like a separate folder, knowing where the fuck your shield is. And the number 4 thing is if you're versing Orion and he's getting healed by Ana / BAP or whatever, use your shield to block off heals. That is technically like more damage done than if you were to just keep shooting him and then shield yourself from damage. If you use your shield to block off enemy heals, it's like purpling them, because if you don't if the Ren's not able to get healed, their Ana is going to have to walk forward in front of the shield, and then she puts herself in a really bad spot. So use your shield to cut off heals, and it'll either force the Ana out of position or force the Ren to die. So those are the 3 to 4 things I hope you work on. Let me know if that works. Anybody else that's still watching, if you guys want a VoD review, let me know. Again, join one of my Discords in the description. Either one's is fine. And just message me, and I'll probably do a VoD review within a week. Although I kind of have 3 or 4 to do. Kind of like backlogged. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of the VoD review. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.